Hello again, it's me, which is now that time, Saturday. I put it back together again. Got the wings on, both sides. Having trouble with the headlights at the moment, trying to get them to get into lock into position. Other than that, it's all back together again, all nice and new. But I saved myself trouble with removing that bracket and remove that bracket, because it's got a solid bracket. It comes from the inner wings and it fixes to the wing and it fixes to the bumper, and then there's another bolt that bolts in and clamps that together, so you don't really need those. And there's a nut just there, or a bolt just there. We don't need them either, that's just for cosmetic. So if you're ever doing that, I'd advise you to take those brackets out, because like I said, there's a bracket here and it bolts to the actual crumple zone area. It's got a metal bit that goes across, just like on Trans Am, that red one. It goes across. It was a bit rusty, so I took it off and cleaned it. And it bolts to this wing and it bolts to that bumper. I haven't bolted that one up yet because I'm not 100% finished, because I'm going to have to mess around with wheels around. In essence, that ties that together, and then there's a clamp on this side and it clamps it together with nut. So it screws through, clamps it. And that one screws through to metal nut, encapsulated nut, and it connects to that. Don't bother with them. If you own a car, it'll drive you mad. And don't bother with them, because it'll drive you mad. Just use one there, because when the core plugs go, or when something else goes and you need to get to that area, by doing it that way around, you don't have to take the wings off. You can leave the wings on now by just not having them on, because you just undo that bolt, them two bolts, undo that one bolt. Another advisory I would advise you to is lose them two, get some pretty long stainless screws and screw it through your number plate, drill an hole right through your number plate into impact bar, screw it into impact bar. That way then that is fixed to impact bar, it won't move. There's no way it'll fall off. Alright, ensures that it will not come off. It'll stay attached to impact bar, just like I've done with Rover, because that were all in bits when I bought that originally. But now, cosmetically, it looks alright, it'll do the job. Fans works, because I checked it with me pick a vant, which is a fancy code reader, and it allows you to test all its systems and test all the dashboard. So in essence, by not having them small brackets on, because they're just messing you around, they're forcing you to take all that off, and it costs you a lot of money. Whereas if you don't have brackets on, and you tell the mechanic if you don't have brackets on, it might work out cheaper for you. If you go to a mechanic and say, look, we've had this off before and we took them brackets off, so now all you have to do is take the bumper off. You know what I mean? For any future work. Because then wings can stay on. All the millions of nuts and bolts don't need to be tampered with. Inner wheel arches don't need to be messed around with. You can just take front off now, like every other little tiny car with a bumper, instead of having to fanny around with that. That really is a nightmare for anybody. And if you've never seen inside of one of them, then you've got to have a look, because there's absolutely no way that you can get down in there to do any work at all. I mean, that is like one big nightmare. Now me, I keep it connected to my trickle charger on a timer, so my timer comes on and it maintains my battery. It's on like 0.03 milliamp hours, and it just charges battery up. But at the moment it's a bit flat because I've not had it on, because that wire turned out to be broken on that charger and I didn't realise it, so I just had to fix my battery charger as well. But other than that, that maintains the battery, stops your alarm going off, and in essence it's ready to rock and roll now, because I've got my water in, or my antifreeze, and I just need to sort that headlight out, put that clip in, put inner wheel arches in, and bolt the bottom up at the bottom. In essence, that's how many nuts and bolts we've got left now. Just look at that, that's how many nuts and bolts we've got left. You know what I mean? One hell of a nightmare. Still got to sort out bottom offset sills as well, just so that they're good and solid. But other than that, pretty well pretty good condition, this car, compared to what it were before. I've done an awful lot of work on it, and I'm glad that I'm not having to sell it to anybody else. Advice is for anybody else that owns one. Take it all off, take brackets out, save yourself all that hassle.